of victory in the CAF Confederation Cup game against Kwara United. Also, we bring you what happened in the World Athletics Championship that is ongoing in Japan. A lot more here on Sunrise. Let's now settle for the details and start off with Asante Kotoko. After ending the 15-year winless streak in Brekum on Saturday, Kumasi Asante Kotoko head coach Karim Zito has praised his team's spirited display, calling it the kind of performance required as they head into the CAF Confederation Cup group stage qualifiers. Now, with the crucial tie against Nigeria's Kwara United on the horizon, Zito expressed confidence that such a display can propel the teams closer to reclaiming their place on the African continent.
When you quantify our effort in the energy way, we see that we are going to Africa. So definitely we have uplift our training. Our energy level should be higher than those of the match we play here. So it's like everything we do, we look at Africa before anything else. So I think the boys who know what is in Africa, and when they go to Africa and they perform, it will be their own credit. So I think the energy we put in here, we started, it's not by fluke. We work seriously at our training grounds, and there's still, I will not say that we've reached there. We are still working to reach there, but we've not yet reached there. So what you saw is a little bit of what we are trying to do so that because we set the target of winning the league. But doesn't need anything apart from winning the league. So if the target is to win the league, you have to work extra hard.
Abdul Karim Zito is the head coach of Asante Kotoko. Still on the local front, Hoho United head coach Tijani says their goalless draw against Hartlepool in the league opener will give his team a lot of confidence going into their first ever home game this weekend. The newly promoted side kicked off their top flight campaign on a positive note, securing a valuable point against Hartlepool. Now they focus on young apostles.
We are going to prepare the game as well, because if we can pick 1 point here, then at home we have to try as much as possible to pick all the 3 points.
That is Tijani, the head coach of Hoho United. Now let's use some national team news because the Black Starlets have concluded their final phase of preparation in Accra ahead of the match anticipated Wafu Zombie Under 17 Championship. The team held its last training session on Sunday and was expected to leave the country yesterday and would head straight to Cote d'Ivoire. The team is scheduled to settle in Yamoussoukro and continue their training session before their opening game on the 20th. Coach of the side, Prosper Ogum, has expressed confidence in the team's readiness, noting that the preparations have been thorough and deliberate.
So good. We've been in camp for about 6 weeks now since I joined. Roughly 7 weeks since I joined. We've gone through a lot of processes in terms of screening, trying to make sure that we have the final team squad for the tournament. So far it's been good. Some players have come, some have gone, and out of that we've been able to get a team squad for the tournament that starts on the 20th. The quality in the team is very good. There's so much energy, there's so much enthusiasm, so much confidence. Technically, the players we have assembled are very good. Tactically too, they understand the game model, the principles within the game model, and they play as a unit. I think we need to keep up with what we are doing and then make sure that the players stay very confident before the tournament, because that will be the key to making sure that they are able to execute the principles within the game model. So it's been good, and we are all happy with how far things have gone.
Prosper Nate Ogum, formerly of Asante Kotoko, is now the head coach of Ghana's Under 17 team. Away from the local scene to this. Finally over, the UEFA Champions League returns to our screens today with a lineup of thrilling fixtures. Arsenal head to Spain to take on Athletic Bilbao, while Dortmund begin their campaign against Juventus. Record Champions League holders Real Madrid would also host French heavyweight side Marseille. And in England, it's an all-Ghanaian showdown as Thomas Partey's Villarreal also visit North London to face Mohamed Kudus's Tottenham Hotspur. Mikel Arteta is the coach of Arsenal, and he says that his team's Champions League agony last season will help them in this campaign. The Gunners lost to eventual winners Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-finals, and Arteta said his team were wiser ahead of their opener against Bilbao, which will see Iñaki Williams come up against Arsenal this evening.
That level is extremely difficult, but I think even with that condition we did really well. We gave ourselves an unbelievable chance, and we were very unlucky in the semi-final not to get through. Well, it is that, and that moment you get deflated, and you have to understand what you need to do to put yourself back in the same position and start actions actually that matter to give yourself the chance to achieve that. And that's it. You take a lot of learnings from it. It's painful because it's not only what we feel, it's about the expectation that we created and the real conviction that we had within the club, the team, that we could go all the way, because we showed a very high level of consistency and quality throughout the competition, and learn from it and try to be better.
Let's do some more in Europe, where a derby match with a lot of importance attached to Ruben Amorim. A side failed to turn up at the Etihad Stadium as Manchester City beat Manchester United 3-0. Nevertheless, the Portuguese boss made a point in his post-match press conference that he won't change his style regardless of external pressure, claiming that if Ineos want to see a change, they would have to relieve him of his duties. Now reflecting on the tough derby day at the office, former Manchester United player Gary Neville has made his feelings clear on what he feels could come next at Old Trafford.
So there's got to be a quick turnaround pretty quickly, and the manager's idea has got to land very quickly with the players. Now, I'm not saying here today, I don't think there's any suggestion, and I'm not suggesting that, the players have got down tools on him. They've not, but they're struggling a little bit. They're struggling. They're struggling against Burnley at home. I was at the match. They're struggling against Fulham away in large parts of the game. They're struggling at Grimsby. They struggled here today. They're struggling with it. They're struggling to find rhythm, to find tempo, to find performance levels. I thought I was really heartened by the first game of the season against Arsenal. I thought it was a really good performance. But maybe that was just, they'd had a good pre-season, they built this sort of... But maybe now Cunha gets injured, Mount gets injured, the old sort of scar, the old wounds, the old scars are starting to open up. And I'm worried. I'm worried about the manager. I'm worried about what's going to happen in this next few weeks. I don't think it's a time for panic. But I've seen this before. We've seen this film, haven't we?
Former Manchester United player Gary Neville clearly worried about his club. Now to the World Athletics Championship, and Mundo Duplantis cleared a 6.30 meters on his return to Tokyo, setting the 14th world pole vault record of his career at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo. Now back at the scene for the first time, he won the senior title in 2021. The Swedish star managed his latest world record on his third and final attempt to claim his third consecutive world championship crown and his 8th major senior international title in front of a packed and passionate crowd at the Japan National Stadium. Now, so on athletics, Nigeria's track queen Tobi Amusan has won the silver in the women's 100-meter hurdle at the Tokyo 2025 World Athletics Championship, clocking a brilliant time of 12.29 seconds in the final. Amusin powered through the high-pressure final at the National Stadium, finishing just behind Itaji Kambuji of Switzerland, who struck gold in a new national record of 12.24 seconds. Ghana fell short of reaching the 100-meter final of the ongoing World Championship, with sprinters Benjamin Azamati and Abdul Rashid Saminu bowing out before the final stage. Now, Saminu placed fourth in his semi-final heat, narrowly missing out on qualification. Sprint coach Elom Amenakpo has expressed disappointment, stating that the race restart triggered by another athlete's false movement disrupted the rhythm of Azamati, that is Ghana's 100-meter record holder. Now, however, all hope is not lost. Ghana's middle distance runner is set to compete in the 800-meter later today, and Coach Elom remains confident that with the right mindset, the athlete can make a strong impact.
Well, the 800 meters is going to be tough. I won't lie to you. 800 meters right now is run as if it's a sprint event, and to go to the next stage, you just need to finish to be in the first three to be able to make it to the next stage. And Amakwa entered the competition as world rank. And sometimes it depends on the heat that they put you in and how strategic you are running with the people. You know, in 800 meters, you don't want to run the first lap so hard and get burnt out and not able to run the last lap. So with the effort and work Amakwa put in, I think if he's very strategic, go by his game plan, he'll be able to qualify.
Coach Elom Amenakpo hopeful that Ghana can win something today. That's all by way of sports here on 3FM Sunrise. My name is Mutala Yakubu. There's more on all our socials at 3SportsGH, and you can also visit www.3news.com/sports. There's more after this.